Yakal, I'm going to be sharing with you something that I found to be very, very beautiful and very deep. I hope you are able to understand and follow the meaning as well. राग सूही महला पंजवा घर पहला एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद बाजीकर जैसे बाजी पाई नाना रूप बेख दिखलाई साग उतार थमियो पासारा तब एको एक अंकारा. This entire ang that I'm going to read for you and explain to you basically is giving us a perspective that we humans are nothing but actors in this play called life. We are actors, and based on the situation we wear different costumes, we have different forms, we behave differently, act differently. Our integrity is really determined on the scene and the context of life. And when we remove the costume, when that scene is over and when we get out of that form, what remains is tab eko ekankara, that one person at that origin pristine seed or form remains, which is who we are. But the question here is, who are we? Why is it and how is it that we are able to take so many different forms? So many of us will also disbelieve and say, na ji na, we are true to ourselves. Asi koi ਹੋਰ नहीं बन सकते, right? We know who we are. We are honest to ourselves. ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਦਲ ਜਾਣੇ ਆ. This is God's, the Bani, explaining to us so beautifully as to what and how this all takes form. कवन रूप दृष्टियो बिन सायो कते गयो ओह कत ते आयो. What the Bani is telling you is that there are so many different forms and context and avatars that you take, that when an avatar comes or when a costume or a player comes and when a player goes, we don't know. You are changing forms, you are changing personas or avatars, and so quickly that it is very difficult to even keep track of your incomings and outgoings. How? Now is the perspective that how is it that we are changing, right? So God is giving us, the Bani is giving us different examples of how in nature the origin is one but the results are many. Just like us, our mind, body and soul is one, ekankar, that ekankar that God made and fashioned. But we put on so many different parts and manifestations. Let's continue to understand. Jalte uthe anek taranga. Just like water is the source for the different many waves that you see at sea. All waves are not the same, correct? Just like all waves are not the same, all the forms that you take, my friend, are not the same. What is the origin? In this case, water. Kanik bhukan kine bahuranga. Just like jewel and ornaments are fashioned by, what is the source? Metal. Metal is the same. May it be gold or silver or platinum or whatever be the case. Origin is the same. But what about the results? There are so many. Isn't that the case? Next, beej dekhiyo bahu parkara. I have seen many varieties of different seeds around, but fal paake te ekankara. And these different seeds give birth to different fruits. Are all the fruits the same? Are all the apples that you see around the same? Are all the grapes in a bunch the same? Are all the mangoes that you eat the same? No, but the seed inside of the ripened fruit is what is there in every fruit. That is the origin. सहस घटा में एक आकाश घट फूटे ते ऊहे प्रकाश. In the night sky, right, in the evening, you can see the reflection of the night sky when you look down on earth, on anything and everything that is visible, especially on ceramics, glass, metallic objects. The reflection of the night sky is captured so beautifully that you feel that each object is the owner or the creator of that night sky. That night sky takes form and birth in each of those objects. But when those objects break, when those objects are taken away, does the reflection go? No, the night sky remains. It is just the reflection from that object that is gone. But the origin, this night sky, remains true, remains where it is. With this, we come to an end of the examples and the perspectives that the Bani is giving you to help you think, right? I want you to think about what we have read till here and understand that if nature is showing you proof of different forms that come from that one source, that we ourselves are also doing the same. So now the question is, the nature is doing that, so are we. The difference being that when our forms come and go and how we change, we ourselves don't know. To answer that question, why is it that we are changing? How is it that we are becoming these different personas that we ourselves don't know? This is what the Bani says. Bharam, lobh, moha, maya, vikar, brahm chute te ekankar. The reason is bharam. What is bharam? Self-doubt, fears, insecurities. When we are not secure with ourselves, when we fear our existence, our identity, our popularity, our fame, our success, when we doubt in ourselves and those around us, and most important, when we doubt in the Lord Himself, when we are clouded and shrouded by so many different emotions that question who we are, we give in to greed, to attachment, to materialistic things and corruption. And each of this gives form to a different person. I can give you an example here, right? When you are maybe greedy, you are a shrewd businessman. When you give into attachment, you are a protective father. When you give into materialistic thing, you are a shrewd buyer or a collector of your indulgences. When you give into corruption, maybe you are a competitive player, someone who doesn't like to lose. So when you're not secure with yourself and when you give in to those vices lead to different personalities in you, different behaviors and attitudes in you. That is just like those actors, like we said, those different costumes that come and go. When you let go of that doubt, Brahm chute te ekankar. Once you are able to break that fear and that insecurity, then what is left behind is the true you, the you that the Lord made, the you who is destined for something that is very unique. Only if you believe in yourself, the you that has a part of God within. And how do I know that you have a part of God within? Because the Bani is telling you, and it's telling you right here. Oha abhinasi binisat nahi. The Lord, the nash nahi ho sakta. He cannot be destroyed. Binisat nahi. There is no end to him. He does not go away. He does not go away. Why are you afraid? Why are you scared? Right? If he is within you and inside of you, you have to just trust that. Nako aage, nako jahi. God is not someone who comes and goes. He remains steady. He is there. He created you. If you look within you, you will see him. You will find him in your soul. You will find him in your heart. He created you, my friend. He's not going to forsake you. He's inside of you. Gur pure home mal thoi. Once you are able to identify, accept, recognize, feel him, you know what he does? He helps you along the path. He gives you his complete self, and by doing that, when you accept him in completeness, he is able to eradicate your fears, your doubt, your ego. And once you eradicate that ego, what happens? Kahe Nanak meri param gat hoi. Says Nanak that you attain supreme status and honor among your fellows, and you remain true. That supreme honor and status is for that ekankar, for that pure you, not for the different costumes and roles you play when you give into lobh, moh, maya and vikar. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.